Have you ever opened your phone and immediately forgotten why? No notification, no clear intention, just the screen in your hand. This happens to almost everyone, multiple times a day. Most people assume, I'm distracted, I lack discipline, I'm addicted. But psychology tells a very different story. This behavior is not random, and it's not a personal failure. It's a predictable response created by how the human brain manages attention, uncertainty, and mental effort. Psychologists study this kind of behavior under automatic actions. These are actions that occur without conscious decision-making. Locking your door without remembering it. Reaching for food while thinking. Opening apps without recalling why. Phone checking falls into the same category. Your brain is not asking permission. It's executing a learned response. The human brain is designed to complete patterns. When something feels unfinished, a pause, a delay, a gap between tasks, the brain becomes slightly uncomfortable. This discomfort is subtle. You don't consciously notice it, but the brain notices. Psychologists call this cognitive tension. Cognitive tension happens when a task ends suddenly. A thought is interrupted. There's no clear next step. The brain prefers continuity. When continuity breaks, it looks for closure. Examples: waiting for something to load, finishing a task and not knowing what's next, sitting quietly with no clear focus. Your brain interprets these moments as something is missing. Fix it. Checking your phone has become the fastest way to resolve that feeling. People say, I check my phone because I'm bored. But boredom is not the cause, it's the label. What's actually happening is one of three things: low mental stimulation, emotional ambiguity, decision fatigue. Decision fatigue happens when your brain has made too many small choices. After work, conversations, scrolling, thinking, the brain prefers actions that require zero decisions. When your brain doesn't know what to focus on next, it looks for any clear input. Your phone provides immediate feedback, clear visual signals, endless novelty. Even if the content is meaningless, it still gives the brain structure. One of the most powerful systems in the brain is anticipation. Your brain releases more stimulation chemicals before a reward than after it. When you check your phone, your brain is not seeking content, it's seeking possibility. Here's something most people don't realize. The brain does not learn habits based on outcomes, it learns them based on patterns. If an action sometimes leads to something useful, the brain marks that action as worth repeating. Research shows that behaviors tied to uncertain outcomes become deeply automatic and resistant to stopping. So when you check your phone and find nothing, your brain doesn't register failure, it registers, this is still a valid action. Try again later. Most people think attention follows interest. It doesn't. Attention follows effort cost. Your phone requires almost no thinking, no decision-making, no emotional commitment compared to reading, reflecting, working, sitting with thoughts. Your brain chooses the lowest effort option. This isn't laziness, it's energy conservation. The brain evolved to save effort whenever possible. Willpower works when behavior is conscious. By the time you notice the phone in your hand, the decision already happened. The action begins milliseconds before awareness. That's why saying, I'll just use discipline doesn't work long term. You're trying to control a process that happens before awareness. Psychology doesn't treat this as a moral issue. It treats it as a system issue. Change the system, not just the intention. When the urge appears, your brain is usually asking for one thing: clarity, not stimulation. Clarity about what should I do next? What should I focus on? What matters right now? The phone provides fake clarity, temporary direction. That's why the urge fades after you check, even if you gained nothing. Instead of asking, why do I keep checking my phone? A more accurate question is, what state was my mind in just before I reached for it? Because the urge usually appears after a shift, not randomly. Often it follows finishing something, losing focus, feeling mentally scattered, entering a moment with no clear direction. The phone fills that gap instantly. When your phone magically ends up in your hand, doesn't mean you're addicted, weak, or unfocused. It means your brain learned a shortcut for dealing with uncertainty and low effort. Once you see it that way, the behavior stops feeling mysterious, and behaviors that are no longer mysterious are much easier to change. Not by force, by awareness.